All right, I think we've got one more. I filed bankruptcy and either could not or did not reaffirm my mortgage. Will I get kicked out? Do I still owe the debt? All right, so here's the deal. You have a mortgage, you file bankruptcy, and I assume that they mean Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And once you get to the end of that bankruptcy, it wipes out all your debt. There's a few exceptions, but mortgages, mortgage notes, loans, debts would be wiped out. So there's something called reaffirmation. It just means to affirm or to agree, and the re means to do it again. So it's an agreement again that you are responsible for this debt. So even though you got this debt, it could be a credit card, car loan, mortgage loan, even though it really would be just torn up, if you reaffirm it, then after your bankruptcy, you're still on the hook for that loan. Now, we're not getting into why you should or shouldn't do that, but sometimes the consumer doesn't do it. Sometimes the mortgage company says, oh no, we won't reaffirm it. So where does that leave you? Well, to some extent, it puts you in this kind of no man's land, because once that you got that debt, you file bankruptcy, you get to the discharge, here's what happens. It just gets torn up. It doesn't exist anymore. They can never come after you for that debt. If they do, they violate the law and you sue them. Okay. So what happens to the house? Because you don't owe any more money on your house. Well, does that mean you get your house for free? No. And we get these calls. Somebody go, hey, I didn't reaffirm on a $500,000 house, so I want my house for free. No, you don't get it for free. That mortgage company, even though the debt has been torn up, so we've got the debt and we've got the land, okay? The mortgage ties the debt to the dirt. So the debt goes away. But that mortgage, that security interest in the property is still there. So they can come get the property. How do they do that? They foreclose. So what happens as a practical matter? Normally, if you make your payments, and this can make your head hurt, if you make your payments on a debt you do not owe, think about that for a second. Because remember, it's just been shredded. You don't owe it anymore. But if you make payments on that, they won't foreclose. Normally, they won't foreclose. So what happens? A year goes by, 2 years goes by. What's it being reported on your credit report? Well, it won't be reported other than that the debt has been discharged, because you don't owe a debt. So they're not going to report every month that you're making payments on this debt that's been shredded. It's been discharged. So can they foreclose? Well, again, normally if you make your payments, they're not going to foreclose. Well, can you get loss mitigation? Yeah, you can. Maybe you can do a loan modification. Getting into all the exceptions to the exceptions. Definitely get with your bankruptcy lawyer about this. And a lot of times bankruptcy lawyers say, hey, John, will you please talk with this client, because we need somebody to explain to them what situation they're in. Because maybe it's years have gone by, you've been making all your payments, now you want to sell your house, buy a new one. Well, how do you do that? How do you sell your house? How do you get a payoff on the loan? It gets very complicated. So again, I'm not saying whether you should reaffirm, should not reaffirm. There's advantages, disadvantages, but hopefully that answers the question about, will I get kicked out of my house? Well, only if they foreclose, and they normally will not foreclose if you're making your payments. So hope that these answers to the questions have been helpful. Certainly be glad to put your question on our next show. You can just put a comment below this video or go to alabamaconsumer.com. There's a little contact us button. You can ask us a question and just let us know. Generally people are contacting us through there, want us to call them, and they're asking a question because they say, hey, I live in Alabama and I need some help here. But if all you want is it answered on the webinar, you can certainly tell us that. And even call us 205-879-2447, ask for Carolyn. And if you do live in Alabama and you want to speak with us directly, not just have a question answered online, but want to speak with us directly set up consultation, you can do that as well through alabamaconsumer.com or calling 205-879-2447. So appreciate your questions. I'll look forward to chatting with you next week and hope you have a great day. Okay, bye-bye.